Welcome back to another episode of Crystal Hook Fishing. We actually just got back from an awesome day of diving. We were out in like 50 to 70 foot. The American red snapper were out deeper. We didn't see any out in the depth that we were at, but we're going to go back again tomorrow to try to get ARS. We did, however, get a bunch of... God damn. Shut up, seagull. We did, however, get a bunch of other cool fish, so I'd still stick around to watch. See you on the water. Welcome back underwater, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crystal Hook Fishing. Today we are diving with the boss, Jerry from Neptonics. Got out, started out in about 60 feet at some of his numbers out in the Gulf of Mexico off the west coast of Florida. We're really just trying to stay warm because the day after this we go out to the wrecks, so we're just trying to get some good dives in, shoot some fish. So this right here is actually the boiler of a shrimp boat. This all that's left is this big boiler. It used to be a meth lab, and then it caught fire because that's what happens to those. And so now it's here at the bottom of the ocean, and fish like to sit on it. You see that nice school of AJs. But you can actually see in the structure there's that nice red grouper, not the little one in front, that one behind it. And I'm waiting for it to turn to give me a good shot. And it finally does, and boom, stone him right there. Good first fish of the day, good first dive of the day. Feeling pretty hyped, even though that was a little red grouper. And when I filleted him, he had so many parasites, it was ridiculous. But still, first fish of the day, even though I wasn't able to enjoy the meat, which kind of sucks. Got the Neptonics boat over there, though. Pretty sweet. Alright, so 5 seconds from now, you're going to be able to hold your breath with me on the next dive. We change spots and take the dive now. So, changed out spots to this crane. It's a number that a lot of people on the West Coast kind of are always looking for. But of course, Jerry, having been diving out here for the better part of 30 years, has it, and we're out here dropping on this crane. And just look at the number of mangrove snapper on this thing. It is absolutely absurd. There's Goliath over there, but most of those fish are legal. Some of the much smaller ones aren't, but it's literally like we're just trying to pick out the giants. Over there to the right was actually what I think was a baby black grouper. If you want to run that back, it's right in front of me right there. Yeah. And I dove a couple more times just to check him out because I just thought it was so cool. And I'm sitting here and I'm just stalking. I'm grunting. I'm trying to see if I can get any of the big guys to come back out of the structure. Because I could take one of these smaller ones, and they're all decent size, like 14, 16 inches, but there's some really big ones in here. And you'll see right here, one is going to come out of the structure right at the top of that V, way in the deep part. And I'll see it here, and you'll see me lock onto it. But it takes a second because you really got to give them time to come out because a lot of people hit this spot. Sitting here grunting, and you'll see there he is. He comes out and he's on his way away from me, and I take the shot on him, and I thought I had him, but I miss. The shaft stops short, so I head up and the shaft gets kind of stuck, so I try to move it out from under the structure. And of course, on the way up, I hit my head on the crane. Boink. It wasn't too bad, though. Like, I wasn't bleeding or anything. It was just annoying. Sucked, though, that I got one of the big ones to come out and play, and I just wasn't able to capitalize on him. Did you succeed in the breath hold? Alright, but right after this, Evan was able to get a decent one. I think it was like 17, 18 inches. But it got stuck up in the crane, so he sent me down to go recover it. And that's what I'm doing right now. I brought my gun because, action brings action. You shoot a fish, it's scraping up in the rocks, it's making all that commotion. Especially when there's so many mangoes on this thing, maybe it'll bring a couple out. It's been known to be cobia around here. Maybe he'll come check it out, etc. But yeah, I'm just untangling this. The line had been wrapped up under, but it actually wasn't too bad of a tangle. So I untangle it, and then I just kind of look around up top just to see what's going on. See if there's any nicer ones. Grunting a little bit. His fish is really tired out, and I know he's secure, so I'm kind of focused on see if I can shoot my own. A lot of bait, but ultimately don't see one that justifies me pulling the trigger. I've gotten a lot pickier with my mangoes. Normally, for me, if it was a mango, it was legal and it swam, it died. But now I'm a little bit more conservative with my mangoes. Although they still are my favorite fish. Alright, we've switched spots now. You saw those dolphin right there. It's kind of cool. And we are now at this weird box thing. I don't really know what it is, but as soon as we got in, Jerry shot an Almaco jack, and it tore right out. I didn't even have my I didn't even have time to press the record on the camera. So we're dropping on this thing, looking for mangoes. There's a couple big gags that were hanging out on this, but obviously can't take those. Look inside of this thing. It's awesome. Looking in there. There were some big mangoes way back in there and some lionfish, but I wasn't about to crawl up in that thing. Especially because Jerry and Evan were back towards the boat. But if you look out in the distance there, you can see the wound on that fish. And that's actually the Almaco that Jerry tore out of. And I was like, okay, I'll just grab him, give him back to Jerry, take him back where he belongs. Love when we can do that. We can get a fish that we've already wounded and make sure that we actually take it home, because you don't want it just swimming around suffering with a big hole in its head. Although that one looked fine, which is pretty cool to see too, that they'll survive if they tear out like that. But yeah, that was Jerry's fish. You can see the wound in the top of his head, and then my shot down below. Alright, so I take another dive, and I thought this shark was going to be chill. Like, I thought he was not going to come after me, but as soon as I duck dive, he came after me. I poke him, and you could see how much my shaft bent there. That was kind of scary. So we headed to a different spot after that. Weren't seeing much other than Almaco jacks. And this is like a natural bottom. I tried to do the thing where you drop your gun and you grab it on the way down, and I miserably failed. I mistimed my dive, so that kind of sucks. So I'm following my gun down and pokes the bottom, and I just pick it up and look up, looking around, trying to find snapper, and this group of them comes from the mist, and I'll kind of highlight the one that is the biggest right over there, and I just wait for him to come right up to me and plug him. And that's the size mango that I'm looking for. Enough that like one fish will give me like like several tacos as opposed to like one or two. You know what I mean? Nice little stone shot though. I'm on my way up, and you see just Jerry just casually floating down. And then I'm on the surface, like kind of dealing with my fish, and you'll see in a second Jerry dealing with the one that he shoots. But there's my fish. And there's Jerry's right there. That's all I got for you guys in terms of underwater stuff today. Hope you enjoyed. That mango.
Hold both of them?
Yeah.
Two biggest?
There's those mangoes a shot. That one right there is big. Awesome. Alright, just finished up spearfishing. We just finished up filleting too. This quiet carry knife, I'm not sponsored. I just work at Neptonics. I'm going to drop the link to buy this at Neptonics in the description. This is the best fillet knife I've ever used, and I've been filleting fish since I could hold a rod. This thing is incredible. And yeah, I will see you on the next video.